All right, folks. You're live with Alonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. And I got another West Coast legendary act on the phone right now, on Zoom, I should say. We're zooming in right now with my girl from back in the day, baby, Juana from GodFather. How you doing, Juana?
Hey, what's up, Lonzo? How's it going?
Babe, I'm here quarantined, calling all my buddies up, see how they doing.
Yeah.
And what part of the country you in?
Fresno, California.
Fresno, California. I was trying to tell somebody I was gonna call some. I'm zooming with Wanda, Juana, and I said Bakersfield, I said Sacramento, everywhere but Fresno. Now you know what, darling. Now I know your history like the back of my hand for the most part, okay. But my viewers, my watchers, my listeners, they like going back to the beginning. So would you do me a small favor and let's start from the very beginning of GodFather, and we're gonna bring it up to date from there.
Okay, what you want to know? Just like
how y'all got together, how y'all started. I know about tell them about Arabian Prince and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. You got something to do? I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to do, okay?
You taking it all the way back.
Let's go back to the beginning, because I did an interview with Bobby Jimmy, and some folks didn't know Rush Park was Bobby Jimmy, so I don't take nothing for granted.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
so
crazy.
I got some vets, I got some old school folks, and they was kids, you know, when we was doing our thing, so you know, some of them really want to know how everything got started, and y'all was the first female group out of California, right?
Right. And that was one reason why we decided to start, is because Salt and Pepper came out before us and we heard them, and I was like, well, I heard them, but I'm sure everybody else did too. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. East Coast is represented. We need for the West Coast to be represented as well. So let me go on and try to start this little group. Mind you, I had never rapped a day in my life.
Okay.
So I said, I was talking to Arabian Prince and I was like, we should get a female group together and just represent the West Coast.
Okay.
And he was like, that's a good idea. And I was like, okay, cool, let's work on it. He's like, you got to get some people. And I was like, yeah, because I do definitely want to be a group. So I held auditions in my mom's den.
What?
Yeah.
You held auditions. I didn't know that. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I held auditions in my mom's den. And I used to have a best friend that is Baby D's cousin. So she was like, I got a cousin that can beatbox. And I was like, I can't no female beatbox. What you talking about? Well, bring her by to the audition. And she was like, all right, I'm telling you. I was like, okay. Man, when Baby D came in, started beatboxing, I almost fell out of my chair.
Wow.
She was bomb.
Okay.
So that was the first member. And then she had two friends that could rap. And so those were the other two. So we started out with 5.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So we had the three MCs, a DJ, a lady DJ, and a beatboxer.
Okay.
So we started that way. We put out the single Supersonic, but it was just more local.
Okay. And
during that time, the 3 other girls was like, we should be making money now. You know, we should be making money by now. I was like, first of all, there's 5 of us.
Right.
Second of all, we're just getting started. So they were like, well, you know, it ain't worth it to us. So then they stepped out. So at that time, it was just me and Baby D.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so we were like, okay, well, we all wrote the song. So the song is ours, you know.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and, you know, let's just keep it down to 3. And so we went and met with Rudy Pardee and Snake Puppy from the Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
And he signed us.
Okay.
Because we went back in and we still had the 5 on wax, but it was like very local.
Okay.
So we went with him, and then I think it was still 5 at the time. This part's kind of fuzzy to me because I think there was still 5 at the time, but they weren't with us, but they were still on the record.
Okay.
So he said, okay, well, let's go ahead and re-release it and see what that does. So we're like, okay, cool. So we re-released it and it got more of a buzz. And at the same time that we were just getting started, so was Ruthless just getting started. They had Easy, they had N.W.A. And so they were getting ready to do their album. And Jerry was like, I know y'all got a buzz, but this is a lot. This is a lot to take in. I don't know if you'll get radio play. I don't know. We need to bring in a group that's commercial.
Okay.
And Arabian at times like, I got just the group for you.
Wow.
So then at that time we were under contract with Rudy and the Dream Team. So at that point, Rudy Pardee and Easy set up a meeting, and Easy was like, "I'll buy the girls from you."
Mm.
And I was like, "What? Wait, buy? Wait." So he's my dog. So Angel, quiet. And so they did their thing with their deal. We got with Ruthless. We scrapped that record. We started all over with 3. Dr. Dre produced it, put his little magic on it, re-released it as a B-side.
Okay.
Not the A side. We did a song called Another Hoe.
Okay.
That was the A side.
Okay.
So, when we're pushing it and the little street teams that we used to have in the vans and jump out for the DJs to play it, some smart DJ flipped that record over.
Wow. There you go.
And people went bananas.
Wow.
And then that's when we released it. We got a distribution deal with Atlantic Records, ATCO.
Okay.
And from that point on, it just took off like wildfire.
That's amazing, baby. Now you know what?
Sorry, hold on. Let me shut this off.
Do your thing. This is the ultimate reality show, folks. We keeping it 100 right here. It ain't no. I'm not editing this. I'm gonna let this play right through, dog and all. Okay, I hate editing, and we keeping it 100% because Juana and your boy Lonzo is real as they come, folks.
That's right. You got it.
I called Wanda at 10 o'clock this morning. I said, babe, I want to interview you. Come on, okay, cool. Let me get straight. Okay? That's how we do. That's how we do, okay? When you people like that, you can call them up, hey, babe, what you doing? Nothing. You want to interview? Yeah, come. Okay, cool. Let's do this, all right? Exactly. So, yeah, that's why we're here right now, folks.
Exactly.
Now, I don't know if you know when Rudy was, because Rudy was a part of my distribution company. Well, not my distribution company. We created a distribution company. They got the initial buzz for GodFather, Supersonic, I should say, through our West Coast record distributors. That's when we had that. Y'all was on Dream Team Records, and we was mad at Rudy for letting y'all go. We was mad because we was selling records. We had I think we had just dropped Rodney and Joe Cooley, I believe it was. Now we was getting a little momentum, and then Rudy cut the deal with Easy, and I'm like, damn, Rudy. And then Rudy come back with this super pimped out Cadillac about 2 weeks later. I'm like, damn, Rudy. Rudy came back with the ultimate pimp mobile of all time at that time, a convertible 2-door. That's the Eldorado. Damn it, what was that? The Seville. He had a 2-door convertible Seville with the pimp tires on both sides. Oh man, Rudy was my God. He came back with the ultimate whip. I'm not lying, okay? So them was some good times, baby. That was some good times.
Good times. It was. And then when we got over to Ruthless and they just took us in like family and we just all became super, super close, and Dre put that spin on that beat, and it was just like, it was over with. And then we just started working on the whole album. So our song was actually the very first song to come out on Ruthless Records, which set up N.W.A. to release and Eazy to release their projects. Okay,
now people don't understand the history of the game. People think they know, they don't really know the intricate workings of what about the N.W.A. the Posse? Y'all were the first platinum, first gold.
Yeah, we're first gold on Ruthless, and then eventually it went platinum.
Okay, so y'all were the first gold album on Ruthless.
Right.
Okay. Paid for a lot of stuff back in them days. Okay. And you wasn't even in the movie. Why not?
Picture that.
Now, you know what? I have. Go ahead.
The thing is that, at first I was a little upset because that's an intricate part of history that people really should know. Part of history that people really should know. But to kind of push it on the back burner was kind of a little bit insulting. But then I thought about it and I said, but you know what? This was a story about them.
Okay.
But it would have taken them 2 seconds. Like I remember there was a pool scene where Jerry, in the movie, Jerry said to Eazy, don't worry, we still got the DOC, we got Michelet, and they didn't even mention us even in that part. Okay. And I'm just like, okay, now that doesn't make sense to me. Because it would have taken you literally 2 seconds to say our name. Okay. So I could go into it further and tell you why we weren't in it. because it has something to do with one of the executive producers, but we ain't gonna even go there.
Okay. Okay.
But just so that the world, but I'm glad that, you know, we got so many interviews from, you know, major publications, and we got to tell our side of the story and tell that, you know, that movie was great, but it wasn't the complete truth.
Right. You know, and I tell people all the time, you know, I had a guy one time, he was arguing with me about his perception of me from the movie. And I'm like, poor fool, if all you think you know about me from my portrayal in the movie, you got me all messed up, dude.
Exactly.
You know, and it's amazing how people think that story is some kind of document. It's not a documentary.
Right.
It's not a documentary. It's a movie. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm not mad at nobody. I'm thankful because the movie changed my life.
Right.
You know, even you know, and like they said, ain't no such thing as bad publicity, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and because of the movie, I'm speaking in colleges and doing my podcast, and people know my name. They don't know my face. They don't know all I've done in the game. But that's what I got this podcast for. And I like reaching back to the people who was there in the very beginning, like yourself. We were always just, we weren't, I can't say messing around. We just was trying something out. You know, we had no idea we was making history. No idea. You know, we wasn't trying. We was kids having fun.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it was. It was just fun in the beginning. I didn't care about the money. I didn't care about how many records we sold. All I cared about was being in the studio with my ruthless family. And man, we had a blast in the studio. It was just so much fun. I wasn't even thinking about the effect it would have on the world and nationally and all these shows. I mean, we were the first females to be on a national tour, which was the Run's House tour.
Wow.
Yep.
I know you
that lasted for like a year and a half. That was amazing.
I know you got stories for days.
Oh my gosh. And the fact that we were only in our like early 20s and Baby D was only 16.
16? I didn't know that.
16 when we was on tour. So I was like Mama Juana.
Okay. Okay. Now I got a question for you, Juana.
Yeah.
Everybody on Supersonic, they got their flow on, they do blah, 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 blah. But at one part, it gets to some I'm going to call it scatting, okay? How did that happen?
Okay, so this is exclusive just for you.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate it.
So in the very beginning, remember I told you in the very beginning that I had no rap skills whatsoever?
Okay.
This was just something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
So Baby D came in and she's like, okay, we should finish with this fast rap. And I was like, okay, that would be tight, you know. So she came in, she's like, I'm light-skinned and devastated. I mean, she was going off. I was like, oh, and then it was the other girl's turn.
Okay.
And then she said, she went in, blah, 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 you know, and I was like, oh my gosh. I said, okay, well, I'm
That was you.
That was me.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
okay.
I was like, y'all not finna outdo me.
Okay.
So, and they was like, yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
Now, you know what? I got a very fond memory of your song Supersonic. When my daughter was like in the 8th or 9th grade, her and her girlfriends got together, got some combat boots and some shorts, and they danced to Supersonic. I'm sitting there going, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter's grown woman with 3 kids now, okay? But sometimes I tease her about that. I tease her, Supersonic. Okay? Her and her girls had their little steps. I mean, how do you feel at this point in your life? I know you guys constantly working. You guys always working. How do you feel at this point in your life where you got grandkids yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
But you got kids in college.
Yes, and college graduate. My oldest one just got married. She's been married for a year and a half.
Okay. Now
hopefully grandbaby soon. Hopefully.
Okay. Now here we are. I'm a granddaddy, 5 times over, and you looking to be a grand. How do you feel about the current state of hip hop from where we come from to where it is right now, and you know, seeing all the transitions that you've seen in your lifetime?
You know, hip hop goes through stages. You know, for you got the old school hip hop, you got the gangster hip hop, you got the trap music, you got, you know, so I'm not mad at the way it transformed. I'm not mad at all, but I can say that I'm so not a fan of today's hip hop at all.
Okay.
There's a couple out there that I can say, okay. And I love me some Cardi B. I love her. You know, I love her not just because of her music, just because she refuses to let anybody dictate to her who she should be. She's just her.
Okay.
And I love that.
Okay.
So, I just, you know, I'm not mad at the transformations. I'm not mad at the changes that hip hop made, but I do not think that hip hop is as good today as it was back when we were doing it.
You know, I don't think it's, and I think the one thing that's missing in hip hop today that a lot of us had, and I think it's not even a musical element. It's not a music. It's not. It's just we had fun.
Right.
We had fun.
Right.
These kids don't have fun. They're trying to kill, get high, screw. They don't
make money.
They don't. I don't see them having no fun with their art form. I mean, me and Russ talked the other day about. Me and Russ would get together. Me, Russ, and Woody get together and rent a mobile home, and we all go do gigs up and down the coast of California. You know what I'm saying? And Bobby Jimmy would headline. Sometimes Wrecking Crew would headline. Egypt would headline. Arabian Prince is there. So nobody. We didn't have bodyguards. We didn't have nobody went to jail. I mean, I went to jail later on a couple of times for some dumb stuff. But that was after hip hop. Yeah. But it wasn't like it was a part of my hip hop career. You know,
exactly.
And they call us soft because we weren't trying to kill everybody on the bus, but here we are today, grown folks. You know, senior citizens to be exact. Okay,
right.
Senior citizens to be exact, looking good. Okay, still making money off what we did 35 years ago.
Right.
Can go anywhere in the world and still do it. Yeah. Okay. Ain't nobody looking for Juana.
Right.
Ain't nobody looking for Lonzo. I ain't got to ask my parole officer, my probation officer. I ain't got to ask nobody, can I go anywhere, or when I touch down, am I worried about somebody coming looking for me with their crew to test my gangster?
Exactly.
Okay, so when I think about all this right here, all this happened over the past 40, 45 years. You know, in the beginning days, you know, they called us all soft. You know, we weren't trying to kill everybody, no. That was kind of Public Enemy's idea. Public Enemy's role in hip hop was to educate us. Along with Poor Righteous Teachers and KRS-One. West Coast started off having fun. You know, we was a party crew. We all were DJs. You know, everybody in the West Coast hip hop back in the day were DJs and DJ promoters. There was no need for us to have to kill somebody on wax because we didn't do that. Okay.
Right.
And you guys came along, and eventually the dope came into the game, but it wasn't, you know, again, for the initial part of that, dope was not the main thing. It was like something, they talking about that dope, we ain't messing with them. And all of a sudden, it was all dope all the time, and killing the whole 9 yards came in. So it kind of changed the whole climate. But I think I'm thankful for the time we had on the stage. And I'm looking forward to us all doing a West Coast old school tour. Because you know what? If we all got together, me, Wrecking Crew, JJ Fad, Egyptian Lover, Dream Team, and did some shows, somebody want to see that. They want, that nigga still alive.
Yeah. A lot of people will want to see that.
Yeah, they still alive. They look good.
A lot of people would want to see that. I mean, I really, somebody needs to step up and do that. I mean, you know, we definitely would need a big headliner like somebody from Ruthless, like Ice Cube or something like that. But if you just called it West Coast and just brought it all together back in the 80s.
Well, you know what? If we brought in somebody like Mix-a-Lot.
Right.
You know, somebody like Mix-a-Lot, you know, from our same era. You know, because Mix-a-Lot, he's so rich, he do shows he get ready to. He ain't got to do nothing. Mix-a-Lot took all the. Huh?
He don't like to fly.
He don't like to fly. Oh, that's what it is?
No, yeah, he don't like to fly. He got to be somewhere. We'd have to really keep it West Coast so he could drive. We had
to do him like they did Mr. T on the A-Team, knock his ass out. Get that nigga shot or something. Wake up, he backstage already. Okay, I'm gonna get Mix a call. Baby,
that would be awesome.
Okay, now I know this Corona thing has affected you guys touring completely.
Yeah.
How many gigs you guys have to cancel so far behind this?
3, but we have we rescheduled the one that we're doing in Sacramento. It's rescheduled to August 8th.
Okay. Now the niggas right here, I'm looking in the background. See, like you have a very nice house, Juana.
Oh, thank you.
Now,
thank you.
And I tell people all the time, you know, a lot of people didn't make the transition from hip hop into the real world. Now you still got 1 foot in hip hop and 1 foot in the real world. I follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and you do a lot of mama stuff.
I do.
You got a regular job.
Yep.
What do you do when you're not on the stage?
I am a school nurse.
Are you really?
Yeah. So, right now we're totally shut down. The schools are shut down, but that is actually my pride and joy. I love doing that. And also along with that, I'm at my school, it's kindergarten through 6th, and I'm also the cheer advisor.
Okay.
So I have my own little cheer team at the school, and I'm the nurse at school. So I miss those kids so much right now, but yeah, that's my regular job, and I absolutely love it.
Wow. Did the kids know that you part of GodFather? You're part of hip hop history?
I try to keep it on the DL, but somebody always finds out. So now the whole school knows. But at first, I kept it a secret for like a whole year, and then it got leaked. Somebody leaked it out.
My boy Matthew McDaniels had me do an event one time I speak at schools all the time. And I never did an elementary school before. And I figure colleges, they know me. They may know of me. Junior high school, okay, but elementary school, I think, man, them kids ain't gonna know who the hell I am. I'm gonna be looking crazy. And
don't know that music though.
I went to speak at the school, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, for the first time, I'm nervous to speak in front of some kids. Because trying to get kids' attention is something else, okay?
Right.
I ain't gotta tell you about that. That's what you do.
Right.
I asked the little kids, have you ever heard sing Straight Outta Compton? Most of them said, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, remember this guy, blah, 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 blah? They said, yeah. I said, that's me in real life. Everything changed.
Right.
I had their undivided attention. Okay?
Right.
Okay. And then the teacher, she was more excited than the kids was. Okay?
Exactly.
So
and that's my next phase. I'm going into motivational speaking for the youth.
Okay. All right, then that's fun. That's fun. I do that all the time. I work with a couple of nonprofits. I have my own nonprofit, the Lyrical Revolution. Where I work with up and coming rappers. I do a podcast every Tuesday, a new music webinar on Facebook Live, and I also work with guys coming out of jail who got something they want to say.
That's good.
But my thing right now is I can't support nobody trying to kill nobody else. I can't do that no more.
Right.
I can't do that no more. I can't do that.
And you're giving back, and that's always a blessing. I mean, if I can make just one person turn from their old ways into the way that they're supposed to go, then we've done our job. We've done our job,
man. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. It was something else I wanted to ask you when I got you on the phone. I know. I'm gonna think about it soon. Like, you know how people you talk to somebody on the phone, you got to call them right back. I can't do this right. We got to do this all in one sweep.
Yeah.
You're an RN, an LVN, or a CNA?
No, I'm LVN.
LVN, okay. So while you were doing GodFather, you actually went to college.
And you know what? I owe that all to my mom, because she's totally supported GodFather, but she's like, baby, you need a plan B, because star life is fleeting, which it is.
Okay.
And you're not gonna be a celebrity forever, so you always need something to fall back on. I was like, yeah, but we doing all right now,
Right.
No, baby, you got to do something. What's your interest? So she said, you need to go ahead and go to school. So I did that for her. That actually turned out to be a blessing for me, because I did have something to fall back on when it was slow. Because there was a time where after I got married and had kids, I wanted to spend that time with my family and not on the road. I wanted to raise my kids.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of years, doing that and very happy doing that and just working a regular job. But just think, if I wouldn't have had that schooling, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
That's one of the things I'm pushing so hard for these youngsters. Everybody wants to go all in, all gas and no brakes when it comes to their career. I understand you want your career to last forever, but it's going to be a dark time. I don't care how hot you get. At some point in time, that 15 minutes of fame, the light's going to go out, and you're going to look for what I'm going to do now, okay? Now, here we are. Here we are. Folks is past 50. I'm past. I know I'm way past 50. Okay. I know you ain't. You just see some 50 behind you too, but we still can do our thing, and we still have a decent life. We're not chasing we're not chasing gigs forever. Okay.
Right.
Because at some point in time, you can't get a gig. You ain't gonna be hot for a minute.
Exactly. And it was like that for us for a long time. And then old school came back, and now we're working. We're doing our thing, but I don't depend on that. Right.
And that's the beauty of it. When you don't have to depend on it, it's even much more fun, because you can say, no, I don't want to go.
Right. Exactly.
Nope, I ain't going. It's a coronavirus. It's an earthquake. It's bad weather. I ain't going. Nope, I ain't going. I'm hopping on that plane in badass weather. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
and the thing I enjoy the most, first of all, is being on stage, because that's just who we are.
Right.
But the second thing is the travel and getting to see different places, and this time in taking the time, because when you're younger, we went everywhere in the nation. We didn't look at nothing. We were just like, we didn't appreciate it, is what I should say.
Okay.
But now when I travel, I'm like, okay, let's go here. Let's see what this is. Let's go to this institute. Let's go to this, museum. I'm learning to really look at things and enjoy being out of town and traveling and seeing all the sites. That's
now, you
amazing.
know what? I tell people all the time, having, and especially if you are a mid-level group, which means everybody don't know who you are. You can go places. Cube can't go nowhere. Drake, Cardi B can't go nowhere. Lonzo and Juana can go wherever they want to go. And if they recognize you, all they gonna do is, can I get a picture? Sure, you sure can. But when you can go out and get a paid, usually weekend vacation, okay? Yeah. You leave on maybe Thursday, Friday morning at the latest, or at the latest, depending on where you're going. You be back, most of the time you're back home by Monday morning in time to go to work.
That's right.
Okay. That's right. Usually we work Friday and Saturday. You might get a Sunday gig, depending on who the promoter is. You might get a Sunday gig, but if you get a Sunday gig, it's probably going to be in a city that's still flying on Sunday night. You can get home by Monday morning. And in the worst case scenario, you come home Monday morning, okay? Right. But you left there, you got more money, you got another life experience, and you, like you said before, you can appreciate a lot more because you take time to smell the roses as you're going out walking down the street. Okay. Right. And I tell any youngster, you can't do that if you got everybody and his mama looking to kill you. Okay. Exactly. You can't enjoy the gift of travel that you get, because you got to when you move, you got to move with 4 or 5 bodyguards. Police got to know where you are, or you just can't enjoy yourself, or you're so busy looking for the dope man to get high, and then you spend the time high, you can't enjoy the trip.
That's so true.
You can't enjoy the trip. Got a question for you. You guys got any music coming out anytime soon?
We were talking about that, and we might dibble and dabble a little bit and see what we can come up with, but it's not something that's in the forefront for us. I mean, we're just enjoying just doing our old school stuff that connects to our old school crowd. But if the opportunity arises, like we're supposed to be doing some stuff with Quick. Okay. So if the opportunity arises and it works out, then it works out. If not, we cool. Okay. Okay. You know what? I remember seeing an old disco flyer, Evan Champagne King, Casey and the Sunshine Band, the Sister Sledge, all these people that were hot in the 70s. And I said, you know what? It's only a matter of time for our time come around. We right about there, babe. Yeah. We right about there. We right here, and while everybody's still healthy, before we forget our lines and shit. They ain't got to roll it. Cause I went to a concert last month. And it was oh my God, Lenny Williams, and a Bloodstone was there. And they pushed one of the guys in Bloodstone out in a wheelchair. Okay. Aww. They pushed him out in a wheelchair. I'm like, man, do I want to be like that? But homeboy sang his ass off from the wheelchair. I can't get mad at him. Yeah. I couldn't get mad at him. He sang his ass off from the wheelchair. Okay. Wow. So and I bet you the crowd went crazy. The crowd went absolutely crazy. Okay. Right. The crowd went absolutely crazy till the goddamn. Yeah. Tell you what. The boy sang so hard, he blew out the sound system. Wow. The sound system stopped working for about 5 or 6 minutes because homeboy was hitting them notes, and then, like I wasn't far from the sound man. I'm like, dude, you need to turn that shit down, okay? Because that shit got the clipping, and that thing, I know everything was off, okay? And homeboy kept singing. Wow. So that's crazy. When I go to old school shows and I see Lenny Williams, 73 years old, still, okay. I see all these old cats. I think about us, and I think about the generation behind us. Yeah. The guys behind us still have the mental capacity because of all the drugs they like to be able to do this. Will they be free enough to go anywhere? Right. Okay? And I think for the most part, babe, you guys
and most of us have made good examples of what to do as you move forward in your career. Okay. Yes, it's serious business, but at some point in time, it's not your only business. You have another stream of income. You have another life.
Right.
Whether JJ Fad do another gig or not, you all right.
Thank you. I just wanted to say too, you know, it for the next generation, it's amazing because me being with these cheerleaders that I have and going to competitions and stuff, I swear every competition somebody dances to our song.
Wow.
So the new generation, they know because their older instructors are putting that as their routine song.
Okay.
So we hear it, so it brings on a whole new generation. And speaking of that, the Sonic movie.
Right, that's what it was. That's what it was. Girl, now I'm jealous. Now I'm finna put some haterade. I'm jealous as hell. I know that's gonna be some. Oh my God. Go tell them about the Sonic movie, baby. Tell them about the
whole new generation of fans.
Now you guys have Supersonic is in the Sonic movie.
It's not in the movie. It's on the trailer.
That's even better.
That's even better because it plays nonstop and it's on their soundtrack.
Oh my God! So when you move to Beverly Hills?
It was good, but not that good.
I ain't mad, baby. You know what? Now see, that's the part that people forget about. That's the part people forget about. Okay. I gotta tell you this quick story. The house that I live in right now was owned by a blues singer named Johnny Otis. Okay, y'all look Johnny Otis up. He looks like he's white, but he passed for black, but he actually was a Greek dude. In 1984, or whenever the movie came out, Johnny Otis had a bunch of songs in Back to the Future. The movie with Michael J. Fox went Back to the Future. And the house I have is pretty big, but it wasn't big enough for him with all that money. Okay, so he left this house and moved to Altadena, bought a mansion in Altadena. So I know personally how a movie situation can affect your whole career. Okay?
Right. Absolutely.
How it can affect your career, and I'm glad for you. I'm jealous, but I'm glad for you. I'm just joking. I'm praying that somebody grab one of my songs, please. Turn off the lights, put some surgery on them, some J-U-I-T-E. I don't really care which one, but I know that was a pleasant surprise when that happened, babe.
It was, and it was so weird because all within a month period, we were on the Sonic trailer. Ava DuVernay has a new show on the OWN network called Cherish the Day. We were on a scene. I'm in the bowling alley. Our song was on that. And there was also on Marvel DC Comics. What's the name of that? What's the name of that show? Dang it. It's on, what's the name of the show?
See,
anyway, it's a Marvel show, which is on TV right now. That makes me so mad that I can't think of it. See, that's the senior moment.
Hey, that's the only people. I tell people all the time, look, man, this shit happened 40 years ago. I don't remember all that shit to the date. Okay, they hit me, man. That was the wrong year. I know, maybe it was. Okay, I thought it was the right year when I said it. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
DC Legends of Tomorrow. And it was on they went back to the 80s in a prom and they played the song on that. So all that happened within a month's period of time.
Wow.
So you talk about blessed and highly favored.
Wow.
That was such a blessing. So, you know, it's amazing how one song and 30 years going by can still impact people's lives, and that's amazing to me. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? But the song wasn't hard, you know what I'm saying? You didn't kill nobody, you wouldn't sell no dope, you know, that it was kind of soft, you know what I'm saying? And that says ding a ding ding. Okay, when it's soft like that, it can go anywhere. It ain't threatening nobody. It has no demeaning characteristics to the song. Everybody loves it. Okay, even when she went to a Hama Nama Nama, that I call that scatting. Okay. Yeah. So when you think about when you sit down writing your songs about your hood and how many people you killed and how much dope you smoking, and you wonder why your career ain't going nowhere, because everybody ain't checking for that. And ain't nobody gonna play that 30 years later. Nobody want to hear all that. Ain't nobody checking for that. Ain't nobody checking for how many folks you didn't kill, how much weed you smoked. Okay. Yeah. And they're not checking for your tattoos. They don't care about your tattoos. What does the music say? I had one guy tell me one time, he says, hey man, you know what? When I get my tats done, I'm gonna drop my mixtape.
what does your tats have to do with your mixtape? You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their tats. You know, I'm gonna get sleeved up. When I get my sleeve, what they got to do with your music? Anybody gonna buy your music because you got tattoos?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wrong image.
We got criticized. We got criticized back in the day for being a so-called pop artist because our song crossed over. Okay. And back then, crossing over wasn't the thing to do. People was like,
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. Oh my gosh.
I was so mad because like to this day, we don't get love from BET. And we as black as they come, but we'll get some love from VH1 and MTV. Now, but I'm like, that's disappointing to us because, white people weren't the only people that bought our music. No. You guys bought it too. Yes. So why don't we get the love and respect? Half the people that they love and respect have never been nominated for a Grammy, have never gone gold, but you getting all the love on BET because your song was a black, quote unquote, black song.
Now, you know what, babe? I'm glad you said that because that was a big issue back in the day.
Yes.
It was almost some self-hatred that if you crossed over, you were sold out or something. You know, and I remember I had conversation with people about Hammer, people about Will Smith. I'm like, dude, are you crazy? Oh man, Will Smith is soft. Will Smith ain't this. Will Smith ain't that. Will Smith got more money than God. Okay. Hammer, all he do is dance. Okay. Hammer was he was before Will Smith kicking ass.
Right.
Okay. And it wasn't until Hammer changed his flow and tried to go humps in the bump till this thing changed. Okay.
Exactly.
Because you stop embracing the world and start trying to gravitate to a few cats in the hood, being respected by some folks that really ain't on your level no more. No disrespect to nobody. But for the most part, you outgrew the people that was talking about you. Okay.
Exactly.
And you you pruned your own self back to try to be accepted by some cats who couldn't fold your drawers.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So that's disappointing, especially to us, because we crossed over before Hammer did, right before Hammer did, and us, it was like, it wasn't cool for us to cross over. Then Hammer crossed over, and it was a little bit okay at that point. People was like, oh, okay, well, shoot. He did get a little diss from the black community, but I feel like he got more respect than we did when he crossed over. I don't know if it's a male-female thing, or what, but it's just disappointing because I would love to, see us on BET or see, somebody do an interview. They did a Sisters of Hip Hop something on BET. Do you think we were invited?
Wow.
But Yo-Yo was invited.
Wow.
She never been nominated for a Grammy, and that's no hate at all because that's my sister and I love her.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, we should all be invited. Everybody.
Right. Y'all are OGs.
There's more than one West Coast hip hop female.
Yeah.
So that part that irritates us a lot.
It's amazing, baby. Hip hop, for a lot of people who are trying to claim hip hop or trying to reestablish hip hop from back in the day, they always want to start after us. After JJ Fad, after Wrecking Crew. If it was hard, was associated with Cube or Dre when they was gangsters, then they want to be. Then that's the part they want to embrace. Everything else prior to that is like dinosaurs or something they were ashamed of. And I'm like, why do y'all do that? Why? And that's why I told everybody when Straight Outta Compton came out. I know it was a big controversy about who wasn't in the movie, blah blah blah. I said, you know what? But because it would be nice if they mentioned you. But they don't owe you nothing. Okay.
Right.
If you really want it, go tell your own story. Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
Now I'm doing my own documentary. I'm doing my own documentary. You need to be doing a documentary.
Right.
It don't take as much as it used to. I mean, if y'all want to sit there and just talk about what y'all did, what you and your girls, Arabian Prince, call me. I'll say something for you. And just do your own documentary. Do your own. Create your own content. And do you?
Exactly.
Nobody go do you better than you.
Exactly. Now, let me go back and straighten something out because I can know a lot of people going to take that out of context, what I just said.
Go ahead.
I love Yo-Yo. I love Lady of Rage. I love Oaktown 357. I love all my West Coast sisters. That was not a diss in any way at all. But what I'm saying is it should be inclusive to everybody.
Exactly.
Everybody. Even if we did get nominated for a Grammy. Okay, so what? That's okay. That's cool. You did it. That's an accomplishment. They may not have, but we should all be included. They're just as equal and you know, as we are. We should all be treated the same.
I get it.
We all are pioneers, but you know, somebody gonna take it.
Somebody gonna take, baby. You know what? And that's the one thing. That's the one thing I don't like about social media. Because you give an asshole an opinion, he know he an asshole, she knows she an asshole, but you get an opinion because you got a typewriter on your keyboard. You got to keep it. You get to get an opinion. Y'all, and they'll try and start some shit. Now you ain't said nothing derogatory about nobody, but somebody will find some kind of derogatory angle to try and shoot that. Juana hate. No, she's not hating on nobody. She just said, hey, you know, we all was there.
Right.
You know, one thing I can say about East Coast hip hop versus the West Coast, they show love to the very beginning of everybody, from Kool Herc, Curtis Blow, Kool Mo D. Everybody is a part of it. Our situation is always edited. It's always edited. West Coast hip hop is always edited. I mean, I'm cool with my man Disco Daddy from the very beginning. I'm cool with Ice-T. I'm cool with King T. I'm cool. I'm cool with Toddy T. I'm cool with everything. I'm cool with everybody, but nobody is like, when it comes to West Coast hip hop, if it wasn't a gangster, it didn't exist.
Exactly.
You know, me and Snake had this conversation the other night. Me and Snake was hanging out at a club. We ain't telling y'all where we hang out at because we ain't with y'all. We fucking with us. We got our own little spot. Me and Snake was hanging out the other night. And we talking about the same thing. How, you know, it's like we didn't exist. You know, and we waiting on some people. You know, and I think one of the problems is a lot of the people who are in charge of movies or putting production together, they're in their early 40s, maybe late 30s. They was babies. Babies when we were doing our thing. Okay? And if we didn't blow up like Run DMC or folks of that nature, or still active like LL Cool J, I'm doing my podcast, I'm doing other stuff. So, but I still had a major footprint in hip hop. West Coast hip hop. Okay?
Absolutely.
JJ Fad had a major footprint in West Coast hip hop. Toddy T, major footprint in West Coast hip hop. No, we don't sit around smoking weed all day long. That ain't what we do. Okay. We couldn't smoke weed because it was a felony. Damn it.
Exactly. And then I heard, and this was crazy to me. But I also feel like, just piggybacking off of what you said, I also feel like, you know, you said the East Coast, you know, they support their elders and, you know, they really respect the foundation. Right. I feel like, I just heard the other day, somebody told me that they're getting ready to go back and do a remix or all come back together and do another Self-Destruction.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, and you know, we did All in the Same Gang.
Right.
But do you think that we could all go back and do a remix on the West Coast if we all in the same gang?
You know what, babe? You know what? It would be hard because think about this for a minute, Juana. You in the hip hop game just like I am. Think about this for a second. This dawned on me one day. I might have said this on one of my other podcasts. I'm gonna say it again. When I think about Northern California, all the artists up there, you got Digital Underground, you got Too Short, you got E40. All those cats are different in their own right.
Right.
Okay. Nobody that you mentioned is gang affiliated.
Right.
Okay. I just mentioned, and then we can go on and on and on. And they got some gangsters down there. Don't get me wrong. They got some gangsters down there, but they're not gang affiliated. I talked to Money B last week, and he said the gang banging didn't really take down in Oakland that well. Okay. They did. It was hustlers. They did this, blah blah blah, but it wasn't the same way it was in L.A. Right. Southern California, you can't hardly name act that ain't a gang affiliated. How you gonna have the same gang? How we gonna do the same gang if everybody's in different gangs? Right. Okay. I mean, literally. You got cats, you know, still claiming sets at 40, 50 years old. So how you gonna have the same gang and we not? Right. You know, that's the only thing I see about Southern California hip hop is that it still portrays, it still wants to carry flags for various hoods. Now, if that was something that was strictly for money or something that was going to be used as a social benefit, but are we still killing each other in 2020 when when we all is under right this coronavirus, ain't got no friends, blood or crip. Okay,
right?
It ain't got. All right, folks, we got disconnected from Juana from JJ Fad. Unfortunately, we had an abrupt ending, but that's all right. Technology does that sometimes. But we got bulk of the conversation, folks. I thank y'all all for watching. Much love to you. Juana, thank you again, darling. See you on the stage sometime in the near future. In the meantime, this is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. Please, y'all, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. In the meantime, we out of here. Peace.